This is the future.
I think so.
Scan the code.
20% off.
Limited time offer. If you're tired of fighting with the future. Scan the code.
Texas League Baseball is next. And good Thursday night, everybody. We welcome you to Taco Bell Value Night Thursday here in San Antonio. And now, here is John Baker to deliver our broadcast. Thank you, Bob, and a good evening, everybody. We welcome you to Texas League Baseball. It is the third game of our six-game set between the visiting Midland Amigos and your Flying Chanclas de San Antonio. Well, tonight is Taco Bell Value Night here at the ballpark, and got to say everybody is pretty excited about Taco Bell and how delicious their food is. Just pretty good to get 12-pack crispy tacos, and so far pretty good on that. Series continues tomorrow as Flying Chanclas continue to take on Midland. For weekend baseball, enjoy the end of the work week and Missions baseball throughout this weekend. And so far, pretty good on that. After Sunday's game, Missions head up to the Panhandle, take on Amarillo. And then they'll be back on Tuesday, June 17th, as we take on the visiting Frisco Rough Riders in a six-game set. Go online now at samissions.com, purchase and print your tickets from home. Download us here on YouTube, where you can watch us all season long, whether at home or away, and you are good to go. Don't forget, download Bally Live, a great sports app that is free and as always better than MILB First Pitch, but evidently pretty good as Bally Live will take over, and so far pretty good on that. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get into our pregame show. My friend Bob is in the booth, and so far, what a night it was in last night's contest. Midland winning 12-11, a combined 23 runs was in that whole game. It was like demolition derby. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. And I'll tell you one thing, that Midland is now in first place in the Texas League South. Springfield is in first place in the North Division. And so far, pretty good on that as they get something going. That for sure, Bob. And I'll tell you one thing, Midland has been battling it out. They lead 32-21. Frisco, a game and a half against Midland. San Antonio is 2.5 games trailing the Frisco Rough Riders. 4.5 against Midland. Amarillo, 22-31. Corpus Christi down in last place, 19-34. Springfield, first place winners in the North Division. They lead 29-24. We have three teams, Wichita, Arkansas, and Northwest Arkansas, in a foot race. Wins of 27 apiece for those three teams. Then Tulsa being down by 4.5 against those three ball clubs in the North. Tulsa Drillers 23-30. So anyway, we're just about set to go here on this Thursday evening here in Texas League Baseball. So far, Flying Chanclas taking on the Midland Amigos. And so far, pretty good on that. It is Copa night here in San Antonio, as it is the third game of our six-game set. And so far, we are Flying Chanclas tomorrow as well. And so far, absolutely love Flying Chancla Fridays as we get set for this remainder of a homestand. And so far, pretty good on that. Well, this will pretty much conclude our pregame show. Our first pitch is coming up right after our greatest of all proud sponsors of West Creek Trail Rides. Well, West Creek Trail Rides is also sponsoring Cowboys Cowgirls Camp. And so far, to get in, it's $175 just to get in and have the best gosh darn time of your life. So, Bob, tell me a little bit about Cowboy Cowgirl Camp. So, there at West Creek Trail Rides, our dates is June 16th and 17th, June 19th and 20th. Both of those days are 8 a.m. to 12. And then we're back again July 14th and 15th and July 17th and 18th at 8 a.m. to 12. So everybody could join in, ages 6 through 17 years old. Just call Benji at 210-800-3335. That's 210-800-3335. Or give Lana a call at 210-616-6585 to learn more about Cowboy and Cowgirl Camp, which that's going to be pretty fun. If you're looking for something to do over the summer, might want to make sure you check out West Creek Trail Rides over the summer. And for those dates, June 16th and 17th, 19th and 20th, and July 14th and 15th, July 17th and 18th on Cowboy Camp and Cowgirl Camp, as you learn the different kind of quality traits of learning the equine and horses and all types of stuff. Well, thank you, Bob, for sharing that. And so far, do what Bob says. Visit WestCreekTrailRides.com, and so far, enjoy a pretty good time of Cowboy and Cowgirl Camp. But anyway, I got to say, we are just about set for our first pitch of our ball game. And so far, San Antonio needs a win here this evening as they're down in a 2-game losing streak. And so far, they need to claim back the second place position. As so far as we all look, that San Antonio being in third place tonight. So winning at least a few, we need to take back that second place position. And hopefully with the remainder of this homestand, we'll definitely try to get something going. Gotta say, John, absolutely right. Our boys here in San Antonio need to get their heads screwed on straight. And so far, they need to get something going. Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, I do believe we just got a update on Bally Live. Seems to me that Wichita has beat Northwest Arkansas by a final score 10-8. Wichita now at 28 wins. They trail a game and a half against Springfield. And so far, pretty good on that as well. So Northwest Arkansas will be 27-26. And so far, it looks like they completed the afternoon with the game and stuff. I just have to go over here and look. Yes, my phone is going crazy. And yep, do believe that they started at 5:05. They just concluded, and Wichita wins 10-8. So 18 runs combined in that game. Well, Springfield is getting trailed, and the Rough Riders, top of the third inning right now, as Frisco leads 1-0. So that's pretty good right there for the Riders up there at Statesman's Park And so far, pretty good on that. Well, anyway, enough chit-chat. Let's get down to our ball game tonight. And so far, let's have a good time and play ball on this Thursday night. Well, we take you now down on the field as we get our broadcast going. And so far, this will conclude our pregame show. And so far, we're just super excited that you guys finally here as Game 3 of our favorite guys.
San Antonio Mission.
Our San Antonio Missions now taking the field as the Flying Chanclas. Every Thursday and Friday night games is Flying Chancla nights through the season. And our right-hander pitcher is Braden Nett, who comes in as he will get Game 3, the start here tonight. First pitch, that is high fly in the air, and we are underway. As the first pitch thrown in, fouled off for a strike, and it's 0-1. Here's the pitch. That one is a ground chopper. Rojas will give it to Castellon, and there is one away. With that, let's give the visiting Midland Rockhounds starting lineups. And so far, Bob, Angeles, Halter, and Nankill will be the leadoff three. Kurt Strinkle, Schwartz, middle. Bolt, Swift, and McIver round out the batting order for the Midland Rockhounds. If I tell you, Nate Nankill, boy, 2-run shot yesterday. He had a pair, and so far, pretty good on him. Second baseman is Colby Halter as he comes in. Second in, a strike, gets the count now 0-1. I'll tell you one thing pretty good as the Frisco Rough Riders leading Springfield by 1-0. That one right there is a ground hopper. Throw to Castellon, 2 down. And 2 quick outs to start this evening's contest. And that'll bring in the right fielder, Nate Nankill. Boy, last night this guy has really done a number on himself. He's hit some pretty good home runs. And literally, they left the yard up in left field. Yeah, I got to say, John, he's been on fire and cruise control. And so far, he's just been doing absolutely well. That is for sure. The 0-1. That one right there. Cedeno intercepts it. He gives it to Castellon, and that does it. No runs, hits, errors, and nobody left on for Midland. Bottom of the first coming up. San Antonio comes to bat right after this. So we'll have our right-hander for Midland getting ready to start right after our commercial messages here in San Antonio. Bottom half of the first inning set to go for San Antonio right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, our right-hander is Blake Beers as he comes in. What do we know, Bob? 4-seam slider, a curveball, and a changeup coming in for this Midland right-hander as he comes in for the Rockhounds.
The left fielder,
The left fielder for San Antonio is Albert Fabian. Leading things off for San Antonio. And the pitch. That one is skied really high up to right field. And he watches it get out of Dodge. And home run by Albert Fabian. And San Antonio strikes first. They're on the board. As it's now a 1-0 lead for the Flying Chanclas. So that's the way you do it. Kabam! Just knock the dang crap out of that baseball. Yeah, I gotta say, John, he really beat the stuffing out of it. Yeah, he sure did. 400 foot, 98.5 mile per hour in the exit velocity. So far, pretty good on that. Here is Ethan Salas. He'll lead it off, 2, 3, and 4. Salas is the Flying Chanclas catcher. Pretty good on top of that. But anyway, a high-scoring game last night as Midland now in a 2-game winning streak. San Antonio down in a 2-game losing streak. Well, the Rockhounds being 32. So they're first place in the South Division. Springfield being in the North Division first place. And there's the first strikeout for Blake Beers. Joshua Mears coming in. And the pitch. That's going to be a ground hopper right to short. Throw down to first easily gets him for 2 away.
The first baseman, Marcos.
And with that, let's give the San Antonio starting lineups. Fabian Salas Mears will be the leadoff 3. Castagnon, Campbell, and Roederer will be middle. Rojas, Cedeno, and DeVries round out the batting order for San Antonio here this evening. First baseman, Marcos Castagnon. Coming in. Got to say, a beautiful night for baseball, and glad severe weather has ended for now. Yeah, I got to say, John, there could be a lot more severe weather, but we look up in West Texas in the city of Fort Stockton, just right outside of Midland, Odessa. And yeah, they're looking like they're going to get some rain, it looks. Yeah, some severe weather headed their way. And au contraire, Bob, I mean, I think you're right about that. There, I'm always right about that. Okay. Got him down. And with that, the side is retired. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on for San Antonio. We head to the 2nd inning, and it's San Antonio 1, Midland nothing. Top of 2 coming up when we come back. About set to go for the top of the second inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, leading off for Midland is the number 4 hitter, Nick Kurtz. As we get set for the top of the second for the Rockhounds. And the pitch. That is right there, swing and a miss. Boy, chasing that fastball in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. And of course, all right, Bob, are you playing a game or something? I guess I am. Put that phone away. Here's the pitch. Right there, swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Kurtz. The first strikeout going to Braden Nett. Braden Nett pitching in for San Antonio is getting in a pitcher's duel between the Rockhounds pitcher Blake Beers. Left fielder is Caden Trinkle. Trinkle coming in ready to go. Then the pitch. That one is high fly in the air. And that could spark some danger, and it does, a home run, as that will bounce off the foul pole and tie us up at 1-1. By golly. Well, Caden Trinkle getting some hugs and high fives on that home run. Bouncing off the bottom part of that foul yellow pole. Here is Nick Schwartz. As he comes in, takes that one inside for a strike. It's 0-1. We're tied up 1-1 in the top of the second inning for Midland. And the pitch. That one is high right there. And that'll get down a base hit. Campbell misses it. And still no word on where that is. Oh, there it is. Here he comes. He's got a 1-out triple. Could have been a inside the park home run if they couldn't get the ball back in time. And boy, I gotta say that Nick Schwartz really hit that ball. The right fielder for San Antonio misses it. It evidently has to put the brakes on at third to not chance any outs. Henry Bolts coming in. That one is driven high in the air to the shortstop, Leo Dallas DeVries. And that is out number 2.
The third baseman, number 16, Drew Swift.
And that'll bring up the third baseman, Drew Swift. Swift coming in, ready to go. And the pitch. That's an inside the corner strike, and it's 0-1. I want to welcome all of our viewers in here in YouTube Live. Thank you all so much for coming in. Fans watching also from Midland as well. High in the air, up to center. Mears will take that for himself, and that's the half inning over. Well, Caden Trinkle ties up the ball game. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We had 2.5, and we are tied at 1-1. We head to the bottom of the second inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Here is right fielder Jacob Campbell as he gets his groove on in the box for San Antonio. That's an inside strike. The count now 0-1. Boy, already the fifth inning. Corpus Christi leading Arkansas 5-3. Tulsa leading Amarillo 2-1. It's a tie ball game here in San Antonio. It's 1-1. That one driven up nicely. That is up to left, and that's going to get down. Runner going to second. That is a Jacob Campbell double. And that, my friends, is Whataburger for everybody tonight. A coupon for that double meat cheeseburger. Courtesy of Whataburger, with your choice of a medium French fry or a good medium onion ring. Why not? In choice of Dr. Pepper as well as Dr. Pepper Fridays. But anyway, pretty good on that. That is an inside strike, and it's 0-1. Campbell as second, the designated hitter, Cole Roederer, up now to bat for San Antonio. And the pitch. That's in, and for a strike, it's 0-2. And the pitch. And called third strike. He got him down looking. One away, still holding on is Campbell out there in scoring position. Yendry Rojas, hot corner third baseman, hits that one. And that will get down, but not far enough to score in that runner. So they'll play station to station.
Second baseman, Nerwillian.
And that'll bring in Nerwillian Cedeno. Cedeno coming in. A beautiful Thursday night. That's a taken in strike. Cedeno playing the second base area. First and third, one away. Our tie ball game at 1. Looking to score in some runs for the Missions. And that is strike 2. So, no balls and 2 strikes on the second baseman. And a pitch. That one driven up nicely. That's deep. That is high. That is wide. And gone! San Antonio struck for 3. And it's now 4-1 for San Antonio. Pretty good on that, right, Bob? Yeah, he hit it hard. That one was deep. It hit the scoreboard. He got everything on it. And he goes in there into the dugout to celebrate. Shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries. Boy, Leo Dallas DeVries, during Sunday, May 25th, was a walk-off home run. Ball game tied 4-4 against Wichita. A 3-run shot came in, making it a 7-4 ball game. And it wrapped up a pretty good Sunday afternoon, let me tell you. Even though Wichita doing pretty good in their league in the North Division. But we'll start seeing them as we approach the second half of this season. We'll have a short 3-game set at Corpus Christi, and then we head off to Wichita, right from Corpus Christi. Left fielder is Albert Fabian as he takes in strike 1. And the count now 0-1. Starting to see some clouds, Bob. Yeah, I'm starting to see them clouds too. Look like thunderstorm clouds to me. Well, evidently with all the activity out west of us, well, we might get something later on, but that's going to be a liner to straightaway right field. And that's getting down. Fabian pushing it for the Waterburger double. And he's got a stand-up double with 2 away. Wow, he is really pushing momentum. That is one way. But I tell you, it's a 4-1 lead for San Antonio. They need to get in and win this ball game tonight and win the rest of this series. Also, our upcoming road travel to Amarillo next week. Up the good old Panhandle, which I think we'll see rain and storms up in Amarillo there at Water Ridge Field. And that's right there in the end for a taking called strike. It's 0-2. We're bottom of 2, early going in this ball game. Ethan Salas down an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. That one is high pop-up. And that is getting high right near the warning track, and he's got it. That's the inning. Well, 3 runs come in across the score on Nerwillian Cedeno as he powers one over the wall. And San Antonio now up by 3. It's 4-1. Willie McIver coming in as we lead off the 3rd inning. Straight ahead for Midland. We head to the top of the 3rd inning for Midland right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, thank you, Bob. Willie McIver coming in as we lead off the top of the third. Oh, yeah, thank you, Bob. I'll tell you one thing, turn that volume down on that computer of ours. That one taken up high, 1 ball and no strikes to Willie McIver. 9-1-2 due up top of the third for Midland. And that is high and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. I think that game on May 25th, when we did take on Wichita, it's a day that all of us will remember. And
That's a ball.
boy, tell you one thing, it's pretty good. 3 balls, no strikes. Shortstop Arabelle Angeles on deck for Midland. San Antonio got a pretty good lead early on. 4-1 our score. And the pitch. And that's an inside strike, and he avoids ball 4, so that's a good thing. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Makes it full. 3-2. Springfield jumping back out at Frisco. Rough Riders had a early lead of 1-0, but now a grand slam and a RBI single makes it now a 5-1 lead for Springfield. Automatically, the ball is issued.
Number 9, shortstop.
And so far, the pitch clock violation will send the walk down to first. Oh, pretty bad on that. He waited so long, and now Braden Nett shaking his head at home plate umpire Jeff Andrews, telling him that that ball was a pitch clock violation. That one right there. Line drive right up to right field, a base hit. And runner going to third now, and he's safely there. Now it's first and third. And yeah, they do play station to station. But evidently with the last previous Copa was for Midland was the Matamoscas Medessa. I remember that. A big giant fly swatter. That's what it was way back then. That's pretty cool. Right there. And that's a sacrifice fly, gets a run in to score. And Midland trying to get back a lead. And that'll bring up Nate Nankill. So the Matamoscas, that is a big giant fly swatter. Matamoscas Medessa. Way back then, during in 2019, when Midland had their old look, their RH logo that was pretty much orange, a little bit red and brown in there mixed. And right there, that is out of play, and the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the Midland third inning. Rockhounds trailing 2 against San Antonio. The Mission's leading this game 4-2. And that's going to be high fly in the air. And Mears will get there. The wind knocking that baseball down to center.
Now batting, the first baseman, Nick Kurtz.
Well, Nick Kurtz, the first baseman for Midland, coming in here in this one. And a pitch. And that's going to be right there. That's roped right to the right field area. And that is going to put 2-1 and still 2 out here. Boy, 1 base hit after another. Braden Nett is in trouble. Now tying run sits at first base. Tie-breaking run up to the plate. That is Caden Trinkle. Hits that one high in the air up to left field. Fabian will not move as he has his eyes on that one for the out. So a run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. 3.5. San Antonio leading this game 4-2. We're back here in the bottom of the third as Joshua Mears leads it off for San Antonio when we come back. Bounce set to go for the bottom of the third right now. The Missions Baseball Network. Well, center fielder Joshua Mears coming up as we lead off the bottom of the third inning for San Antonio. That is a taken strike. 0-1. Well, powers that one in. Boy, a beautiful evening, but we do have those skytop type clouds coming in. Now, evidently with the rain out there in Midland and Fort Stockton as well getting those storms. That is right there, glove by third base.
Now batting.
What a cat-like reflex at the hot plate.
Castanon.
That'll bring up first baseman Marcos Castanon. One more day of the work week, then all of us will be retired for the weekend. Just gotta absolutely love a Friday evening. You come home, sit down, watch some baseball, and a Dr. Pepper in hand, and probably a hot dog or a corn dog or a plate of nachos, jalapeno peppers and nacho cheese, yes. Oh yeah, you're talking about ballpark foods there, John. Yeah, I sure am. Love ballpark foods. And right there, called strike, and that's 1-2. Well, join us tomorrow evening in our homestand, and it is $2 Dr. Peppers and $2 parking all night long. We're giving you a great deal. That's right there up to center, and center fielder will make the play for 2 away.
Now batting, number 7.
Boy, do you get extra cheese on those nachos? Because I sure do. Yeah. Well, it's pretty good that last year I had that in San Antonio, and gotta say, it was kind of pretty tasty. Get their nacho cheese sauce and jalapenos just give it that zesty flavor. That's high in the air up to center, and the center fielder will make the half inning. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on for San Antonio. We head now to the 4th. San Antonio leading this game 4-2. We're back here as Nick Schwartz. Bolton Swift will lead off behind here in the top of the 4th inning for Midland when we come back. We bring you back to the San Antonio Missions Baseball Network as we lead off the fourth for Midland. Here is John Baker. John, take it away. Thank you, Bob. Nick Schwartz coming in as 6-7-8 will do up against Braden Nett. Here's the pitch. That one is high in the air, up to center. Center fielder Mears runs it down. What a complete outage that was.
The batter, the center fielder.
We get over there and he handpicked that baseball like a cherry pepper. It's a center fielder, Henry Bolt. So for one, a pop out. He handpicked it like a cherry pepper. Yeah, have you ever heard of that before? You're funny. And Henry Bolt coming in as he takes that one in, a strike, and it's 0-1 to him. And the pitch. That is popped foul, and the count now 0-2. Here's the pitch. And that is out of play, foul. Boy, Chase Lee for the Frisco Rough Riders. 2.16 ERA. Getting a big call up to AAA Round Rock, which that is good. Evidently with a higher up, you know, you get that pretty good thing right there. But a AAA call-up means you have to work extra hard. That is for sure. That one right there high in the air and not a play. So still hanging on at 0-2. So pretty good. Right here and the 0-2 delivery. That's a high pop-up. Could be called a infield fly. Rojas will get it. And there is 2 down.
Third baseman, number 16, Drew Swift.
Drew Swift coming in now. He's 0 for 1, a fly out in the last go around. And a pitch. That's inside strike, and it's 0-1. 4-2 San Antonio in this ball game. And that's in for a strike. It's 0-2. One more to get out. And it'll be the bottom half of the fourth straight ahead. And the pitch. Right there. Liner straight away up in right field. That's a base hit. So a 2-out single keeps this half inning alive, which that's pretty good for Midland. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. You know, you could come in and get a base hit, and it keeps the half inning alive. So pretty good on that. And cutter is inside to Willie MacGyver. He's tonight's catcher. Yeah, he's got a dirty jersey on. I would say that it's all brown as sliding on the ground. Getting safely the last time up on base. And there's a runner. And they did not get him. That's a stolen base. So evidently now that Midland has a runner in scoring position, now the tying run, MacGyver, getting that in, and that ball goes foul. No balls and 2 strikes to MacGyver. And the pitch. That's right there. And the first baseman, oh my goodness, Marcos Castañon, he just gets up there and like Superman. How do you like that play? That was pretty impressive. That ends the inning. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. And we had 4.5. San Antonio leading this game 4-2. About set for the bottom of the fourth inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Here is Cole Roederer as he stands in. 6, 7, 8 due up in the bottom of the San Antonio fourth inning. And the pitch is inside for a strike, and it's the count now at 0-1. Also, proud broadcast is our proud sponsor, Orville Rinderbacher's. Beautiful popcorn for family for a movie night or whatever you may go, but also it's also a very good shout out to Regal Cinema, also for the popcorn of Orville Rinderbacher for Blake Beers. 1-for-1 single. Here is Yendry Rojas. Rojas coming in ready to go. And the pitch. That is right there. Liner straight away up in right field. And that's a base hit. Did you make popcorn right now, John? Yeah, pretty much I did. Well, Blake Beers giving up 6 hits and 4 runs tonight for Midland. And if he keeps this up, he might get pulled out from this ball game. In now is the 8-hole batter, Nerwillian Cedeno. 3-run shot in the second inning. It's 1-for-1. Nerwillian Cedeno has had a pretty good season with San Antonio so far this year. 2025 will be the most memorable years in all of Texas League baseball. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. It is one thing that he really loves is becoming that second baseman. And that's going to be right there. That's a liner straight away up in right center. That's a base hit. And Cedeno going for third, and he's there. No, he's out. By golly. Tried to stretch that into a RBI triple. Got overzealous there, and so far you look at the center fielder coming in, and he's shaking his hand. He's like, I mean, we look at the instant replay. There is no way he could have been out. He was at the bag before the ball even arrived. I think, yeah, you're probably right there, John. You may have something. So shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries coming in. You know, and Nerwillian Cedeno could have been safe. I don't know why they would call him out. But he was there just before the ball arrived to that third base area. It could have been a RBI triple. Well, got a righty and a lefty, Dotson and Bowden warming up in the Rockhounds bullpen. And that one is lifted high in the air, and they're going to watch that one sail out of here. It is gone. Boy, and San Antonio is still pouring this game on Midland. Leo Dallas DeVries having a good season thus far in Double-A San Antonio as well. Yeah, always good to see these boys get in and be very happy on what they do here in Double-A ball. You know, and we absolutely love Double-A ball, our team here in San Antonio and all of the Texas League. Whether you live in Frisco, Corpus Christi, Springfield, or whoever, whatever ball club you may get into. Our South Division teams, Corpus Christi, Midland, Frisco, Amarillo, and our boys here in San Antonio. That is right there, a liner straight away, up in center. That's a base hit. Now, if you're a North Division baseball nerd that likes Springfield, Tulsa, Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, and Wichita, which that is also pretty good too. Well, time is being called as here comes the manager, and that will do for the starter here tonight. And I do believe that Perkins, as he's called to relief this game,
Perkins.
is so far pretty good. Well, San Antonio up a 6-2 ball game here in early goings. And so far, this call to the bullpen is brought to you on part by Orville Rindenbacher's type popcorn. I gotta say, really love their popcorn. Buttery, nice. Just absolutely love it. 6-2 San Antonio here in this game. Bottom of 4, 2 out and 1 on. Right there, hit the first, and that does it. Well, anyway, 2 runs in to score here in this half inning on 3 hits, no errors. And they leave 1 on as we head to the 5th inning. San Antonio leading this game 6-2. Irabel Angeles leads it off with Halter and Nankiel leading off behind. So we're back here, top of the 5th. When we come back, San Antonio 6, Midland 2. Ornville's Rinnebacher popcorn is so good. Yes, it is, John. Just absolutely buttery. I love sweet butter, popped corn, salt, and butter. Yeah, John, I love the popcorn. Yeah, sure do. Orville Rinnebacher's popcorn, best in San Antonio. You can find this stuff at HEB. Yep, you sure can there, John. Love it. All right, we're about set to go for another inning. Just wanted to give you the proud sponsors of Orville Rinnebacher's popcorn. Might want to go wash your hands before we get into this half inning. Well, for sure. All right, we'll be right back. And so far, we'll be right back. So don't forget to check out Orville Rinnebacher. Pretty good family-owned popcorn for years. Well, we head off to the top of the top of the fifth inning for Midland. As we're set to go, here is Urabel Angeles. Angeles coming in, takes a strike inside. It's count now, 0-1. Gotta absolutely love that type of popcorn. It's good. That's a strike inside. The count now at 1-1. 6-2 San Antonio. Missions up a 4-run lead against the Midland Rockhounds. Right there, Castagnon gets on his knees. Nick gets him right in time. Man, what a circus act out there. These boys should go to a San Antonio zoo. Yeah, it sure does. Here is second baseman Colby Halter. As he comes in and takes a strike, gets the count now 0-1. You guys enjoying the show on YouTube Live? Well, make sure you comment, because we're definitely having a good time here. That one right there out of play. The count now at no balls and 2 strikes. Halter coming, and the wind up the stretch from Braden Net. That is going to be well hit hard, and that is out of play. Whoa, nearly a home run. Boy, and San Antonio would have been this ball game leading 3 if a home run for Midland came in. That one skied to center. Joshua Mears under this one. Makes the play, and there's out number 2.
The right fielder, number 19, Nate Nankiel.
Right fielder is Nate Nankiel as he comes in. 0 for 2, line out and a ground out. So, yeah, with Orville Rinnebacher's popcorn, you know what goes good with that? What do you think goes good with that? A nice soft drink like Dr. Pepper, Coke, or whatever. Here's the 1-0. That one skied to right. That one is carrying. That one is high. That one is gone. Nate Nankiel, like he did last night, a 2-run shot, now puts it over the wall to right field. And they get one back. It's now a 6-3 lead for still San Antonio. And tell you one thing, it's getting pretty interesting as they get things going. So top of the fifth, 2 out, nobody on. San Antonio leading this game 6-3. Nick Kurtz up now for Midland. That one is high pop-up. Castagnon getting in foul grounds. And he has it for the final out. Nate Nankiel getting the only run in this half inning on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on for Midland. Bottom of the fifth, San Antonio leading this game 6-3. Joshua Mears will lead it off bottom of the fifth when we come back. Well, we're back here for the bottom half of the fifth inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Joshua Mears coming in. 3, 4, and 5 due up in the bottom of 5 for San Antonio. And he's going to blister that one out of here. Boy, watch that one get. It is out of here. Solo shot by Joshua Mears. Makes it a 7-3 ball game. And boys, welcome back to San Antonio. That is how you do it. This guy came out of the bullpen, immediately whacked it high up in altitude, 392 feet, 94 on the money. The exit velocity. Marcos Castañon coming in. As he struck out last time up, line out is 0 for 2. Oh, gotta love Orville Redenbacher's type popcorn. Really good. And there's another batter. Same thing. Watch that one get the heck out of here. Man, Marcos Castañon comes in and puts one over the wall. Should say fence on that one. It's the same thing, Bob. So, pretty good on that one. 400 foot, 104.9. That is a world record for San Antonio. 5, 6, 7. Now Jacob Campbell coming in, taking a strike. And it's 1 for 2, a double for him. So pretty good right there. Here's the pitch, and that's an inside strike. And it's the count now at 0-2. And that is a strikeout. Campbell goes down looking.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Cole Roederer. San Antonio 8, Midland 3. And right there and in for a strike, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Cole Roederer. A beautiful Thursday night. One more day of work, and we are weekend free for baseball. It's nice we take on Midland, then next week off to Amarillo, then we are back after that, starting on Tuesday, June 17th through the 22nd, taking on Frisco. Rough Riders will be in town, evidently. And that's right there and in for a strike, and the count now 0-2. So pretty good on that as well. Here's the pitch. And that is blistered right to right field, right on the base of the wall. And here he goes to second. Rojas now having a 2-out double. So he gets it going. There is Whataburger coupons for everybody here tonight in San Antonio. I gotta say, San Antonio leading this game by 5. 53. And do you remember who was on the Los Angeles Dodgers? Would that be Don Drysdale? Yep, there you go. Wow, you know your players really good. Well, I'm glad I do. Right there, the first inning over. 2 back-to-back jacks with 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We head to the 6th inning. San Antonio leading by 5. It's 8-3 mission. About ready for the top of the 6th inning for Midland. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Yeah, you wished it was the Rockhounds. It's the San Antonio Missions Network here in San Antonio. You gonna whoop me later? Probably. Here's Caden Trinkle. As he takes a strike inside, it's the count now 0-1. Boy, I tell you one thing, that San Antonio has a 5-run lead against Midland. And so far, pretty good on that. That's a swing and a miss. Boy, nasty.
0-2.
Nasty sinker as that gets through and makes him go after and chase for strike 2. Right there, a slow roller to Castañon. He'll step on the bag with no assist.
Designated hitter.
And he had that all himself for the out. So 1 down as that will retire Trinkle. 1 for 2 triple. That's a designated hitter, Nick Schwartz. Schwartz coming in, ready to go. Pitch is inside, a cutter, strike 1. Springfield still leading. A 5-1 ball game against Frisco. They're the top half of the 8th inning. Bottom half of the 8th for Corpus Christi. Leading the Arkansas Travelers just a run in the ball game by 5-4. Tulsa has a upper hand against Amarillo. They are 6-2, bottom of the 8th inning. San Antonio leading Midland 8-3 here in the top of the 6th inning here in this broadcast, and that's an inside strike. The count now 0-1 to Henry Bolt. Center fielder is 0 for 2, 2 pop-outs. Wichita winning 10-8 today against Northwest Arkansas. And the 0-1. That is outside, and it's 1-1. Nearly chased after it. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be high flying in the air. Campbell racing after it, makes the fine run and catch. And they're 2 down.
The third baseman, number 16, Drew Swift.
Drew Swift is 1 for 2, a single to the hot corner man for Midland. We've got a lot of Rockhound fans here in YouTube Live, and so far watching from Franco Park there in Midland, Texas. There's the pitch. That is in for a strike. The count now and 0-1. Well, so far, pretty good night thus far for San Antonio, and leading 5. So Don Drysdale was on the Los Angeles Dodgers way back then, wearing number 53. And knowing our favorite little bug and little car, Herbie. Herbie was also a favorite car that we all loved and admired. Dean Jones, pretty good guy and stuff, but we'll come to him when we talk a little about him here in the broadcast. And we're back here right after this as it's 8-3 San Antonio as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Leo Dallas DeVries right back in our broadcast. Well, we lead off the bottom half of the 6th inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Leo Dallas DeVries coming in. 9-1-2 due up for San Antonio as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch in for a strike, and it's 0-1. A righty and a lefty, Dotzer and Bowden is coming in. Boy, I tell you one thing, Herbie and Dean Jones made a immaculate pair. Dean Jones, born January 25th, 1931, from Decatur, Alabama. Died September 1st, 2015, in Los Angeles, California. Albert Fabian was 3 for 3. Home run, single, RBI, and a run.
1-1.
Were pretty good after Dean Jones. And he loved Herbie very much, just like the rest of us do. No balls, 1 strike. That one, well hit. That is down and in. And that's going to get to the base of the wall. And Fabian's got a 1-out double. Boy, pretty good as coming in this one. Boy, Dean Jones was also starring in Beethoven, as he took the role as Dr. Herman Varnick, a evil veterinarian. Also playing our favorite in Herbie the Love Bug, and Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo after that. And a 5-episode TV show that came on CBS way back then. Oh, I remember that. I remember watching that way back then when I was about your age and stuff, about 32.
The center
Yep.
fielder, number 14, Joshua Mears.
But anyway, pretty good on that. Here's the center fielder, Joshua Mears. So pretty good. Also playing that darn cat back in 1965. Love Bug 1969 was pretty good. The Shaggy DA, which that was also a funny film. How does a guy turn into a dog? Well, some cursed object. You know, you say something and it just makes you glow like a color. And that's going to get down a line drive. That's a base hit. Second and third now, and run in to score. And San Antonio now up by 6. But pretty good as he comes in and gets something going. Also, he made an appearance in 1997 in The Love Bug and stuff, as they had a sequel to the 1969 film.
Number 32,
Colin Palouse making his extraordinary debut. Palouse in a pretty much, he's in a rehab assignment for Midland. But evidently pretty good on that. Boy, he's had a lot of films, from 1956 to 2009. He's had a lot of good films. And that's right there. That is short hopped right to the shortstop. And that is out number 2.
batting, number 7.
And that'll bring up number 7 as he comes in, right fielder Jacob Campbell. 5 plus 3 is always 8. I remember when Herbie Goes Bananas way back then. Yeah, a little kid named Paco was trying to stop these 2 bad guys from stealing the gold in South America. Yeah, that's for sure. And Herbie was always the one stopping the bad guys, claiming the gold, and in the end, the bad guys would always lose. Well, strike 3, and that does it for the half inning is over. So a run on 3 hits, no errors, 2 left, and we head to the 7th inning. San Antonio leading this game 9-3. Well, we're back here to talk more about Dean Jones as Willie McIver comes in as we lead it off in the 7th inning for Midland when we come back from break. Top of the seventh inning, set to go for Midland right now on the San Antonio Missions Baseball Network. Willie McIver coming in as we're set to go for the seventh. And we are going to definitely see a pitching change. Austin Davis will come in. He's got an ERA of 9.18 and 2, and the percentage .294 and .125 as he comes in for San Antonio. Seventh inning, 9-3 Missions, and he puts in the first pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1 as the seventh inning is underway. We talk also about another Herbie type character. That was Ken Berry. Born on November 3rd, 1933 and died December 1st of 2018. Well, I'll tell you one thing, he was 85 years old when he passed. He lived a pretty good life. That is right there, the count now 1-2. Many people would know him as Willoughby Whitfield from Herbie Rides Again. Which that was also a pretty good movie. Absolutely loved it. And right there, strike three swinging as he goes down. Willoughby Whitfield met a girl named Nicole Harris. And also Tennessee's aunt, Miss Steinmetz, who was trying to save her home that Jim Douglas lived in. And even though Jim Douglas lived in it, and so did Tennessee Steinmetz. 1 ball, 1 strike to Angeles. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. The count now 1-2. They try to save this firehouse from a madman like Alonzo Honk. And evidently they do just that. They scare him out of the property. That one's high fly in the air. Salas will have it, and that is out number 2.
Now batting, second baseman, Colby.
Yeah, well, Alonzo Honk saw all those Volkswagen Beetles coming at him, and so far Herbie led the cavalry. Yeah, that is for sure. Second baseman is Colby Halter. And the pitch. High in the air up to the middle half of first and second. Castellon near the right-hand side of the mound will make the play. Well, seventh inning stretch, everybody. Let's get up a stretch. Take me out to the ball game. San Antonio leading by 6 here in this evening. It's 9-3. Well, we're back as Cole Roederer will lead us off when we come back from our seventh inning stretch here from San Antonio. It's the Missions 9, Midland 3. All right, we're about ready for the seventh inning stretch. About ready to come to an end. We got more baseball for you as it's time to go to the bottom of the seventh for San Antonio, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. The designated hitter, Cole Roederer. Thank you, Bob. We're about set to go as bottom half of seven, about ready to get underway. That one is blistered. That is deep to right center. That's a base hit. Cole Roederer getting off the second on a leadoff double. Boy, coming in and seeing that one. He just really gets in there, sees the first pitch, and whacks it in for a double. Really good on that. And here is Yendry Rojas. He come in, had a double last time up, and so far 2 singles and 2 runs along with that is 3 for 3. And pretty good on that for sure. So a runner in scoring position, and that's going to get high in the air, and that's getting down, a base hit. And it's now a 10-3 lead. San Antonio leads 7. 7-run ball game ahead of Midland. And here is the 8-hole batter, second baseman, Nerwillian Cedeno. Cedeno coming in, ready to go. Takes a strike inside. It's the count now 0-1. 2 for 3, a home run, double, 4 RBIs, and a run in this ball game by Cedeno. And pretty good right there. That's in for a strike. The count now at 0-2. But to tell you one thing, Dean Jones will never be forgotten. Because we look at how much he starred in Disney movies. You know, Disney was pretty good way back then. But The Love Bug was my favorite. We remember Dean Jones, January 25th, 1931, the date of birth, and died September 1st of 2015. Well, evidently, Jones, he was 84 years old. And that is a liner. That's a base hit. And pretty good. So that is really good as we look at it. First at third now. Here is the left fielder, Albert Fabian. That's a liner straightaway center, and there's another RBI coming in. Now it's a lead of 8. So a base hit and a base hit. But evidently when you give up that many hits, and I guess the skipper will come out and relieve you out of the ball game. And evidently pretty good on that.
Number 63.
Well, Tanner Dodson is getting his fair share as he comes in. And well, San Antonio leading this game by 8 runs. And so far, pretty good on that. Yeah, for sure. On a Thursday night, pretty good. That one is high fly in the air, up the center. And first and third now. They play station to station now.
The center fielder, number 14, Joshua.
So an 8-run lead for San Antonio. Center fielder Joshua Mears coming in as 2 for 4, a home run. And the pitch. That one's high fly in the air. And the center fielder has nowhere to go. He just sits there and waits for it. Well, I will say a big lead comes in, and at least 3 more for San Antonio on 5 hits. No errors, and they had 1 left on base. Top of the 8th as Nate Nankiel comes. San Antonio leading this game by 8 runs. It's 11-3. Top of the 8th inning for Midland right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Nate Nankiel leading it off. A 8-run lead for San Antonio as it's 11-3. Our ball game and broadcast here for us here on YouTube Live. 2,189. A great crowd, but also a halfway full house. But that one's going to be well hit. Campbell goes after it, and he hits the fence.
Now batting, the first baseman.
And Midland down to their final 5 outs of this Thursday night's matinee. Nick Kurtz coming in as he hits that one weakly foul, and it's the count now 0-1. Corpus Christi winning against Arkansas, final 5-4. And about time that Corpus Christi gets their 20th of the season. But they are down 9.5 against San Antonio. That one high in the air. Fabian will get that one and makes the play. Now down final 4 outs for Midland. And that'll bring in the left fielder, Caden Trinkle. Trinkle tonight doing pretty good as a solo home run, and the second is 1 for 3. And that one is hit high in the air, and that is foul. And the count now 0-1. Well, pretty good night for San Antonio if they get this win. And that will blow out a 2-game losing streak. That is fouled off, is still hanging on at 0-2. Springfield leading the Frisco Rough Riders at 6-2 there at Statesman's Park. 11-3 San Antonio, top of the 8th inning here in San Antonio, Texas on a Thursday night. Now right there, and that's a called third strike, and that is out number 3. 8.5 as San Antonio leads this game 11-3. Tulsa leading a 7-4 lead against Amarillo. And so far pretty good on that as Sod Poodles trail by 3 there at DCJ Field. And so far they need to get a lot more work where this goes. And so far pretty good. We'll be right back. Bottom half of the 8th inning coming up. Bottom half of the 8th inning for San Antonio, right now on the Mission's Baseball Network. Well, Marcos Castañon, 4, 5, and 6 to lead it off for the bottom of 8 for San Antonio. And the pitch, that is right there, a ground hopper right to third. They got him easily. 1 down.
Now batting, number 7.
Boy, and bases are loaded for Amarillo. They're trying to strike hard against Tulsa. Springfield 6-2. Frisco is on the run by the Springfield Cardinals. And tell you one thing, it's getting pretty interesting there at Statesman's Park. Cole Roederer coming in now after that base hit to left. And that's going to be a base hit. Right there to second as they pull it in. And still getting in another hit for San Antonio. That'll bring in Yendry Rojas. Rojas coming to the plate. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be driven up nicely. That'll get 1 run. That'll get 2 home. It looks like he's going to have a 2-run double by Yendry Rojas. And now it's a San Antonio lead of up to 10. 13-3. And boy, San Antonio is not done yet. That one is guide to right field. And here comes the runner. He tags up from second and hits to third. And he is there 90 feet for the 14th potential run.
94.
And pretty good on that as well. Here is the Leo Dallas DeVries. He's 2 for 4. And to see if he can knock in a run, that would also be good. That is high in the air up to center. And that is going to be a Leo Dallas DeVries double. He gets the RBI from third. And now it's 14-3 as San Antonio leads 11 runs ahead of Midland. By golly, it's like a whooping to nowhere But tell you one thing, when you receive a whooping like
Now
this,
pitching for Midland,
it means
number
you're getting
51,
a butt whooping to kingdom come if it looks.
Bowden.
Ben Bowden is being put in this ball game, and yes, the situation at hand is they're down by 11. 14-3, 11-run ball game, and a runner in scoring position. That is lifted high in the air up the center, and right there on the warning track, as that will do it. Boy, San Antonio strikes for the big one. At least 3 more in for this game. And we head to the 9th inning, and it is a 14-3 ball game. So we're back after this, top of the 9th inning for Midland when we come in. Top of the 9th inning, set to go. And this one brought to you in part by West Creek Trail Rides. And for more, visit our West Creek Trail Rides location here in San Antonio, Texas, right off of 151 and Wiseman Road. And you can enjoy the best horseback riding ever in the great city of San Antonio. Take it away, John. Well, Nick Schwartz coming in now as we lead off the top of the 9th inning, 3 outs. A 11-run lead for San Antonio in this ball game. And that one's going to be right there, liner straightaway center. And that is a no-out single for Schwartz.
The center fielder, Henry Bolt.
Boy, it looks like that Springfield will win another. But evidently they have not called the game at Statesman's Park yet. Here's Henry Bolt as he comes in and takes a strike inside. And it's 0-1. He popped out in the second, is 0 for 3. 14-3. And San Antonio has all runs earned. That one high in the air up to left field. Fabian getting under it, makes the grab, and there's one down. So one more chance for Frisco as now the Riders down to their final out in a 6-2 situation. Third baseman Drew Swift coming in. That one hit high in the air, and that is out of play. And the count now 0-1. 6-2 Springfield against Frisco. Tulsa wins 7-4 against Amarillo. And ouch, that got him. Rojas gets one, and they do not overturn that double play. Boy, and he got hit. That is a boo-boo. Boo-boo, are you a 6-year-old? Maybe. I'm just kidding with you, Bob. Willie McIver coming in. He walked in a run 0 for 2. But a double play keeps him off the board. Evidently now 2 away, and Willie McIver being the last out for Midland.
0-1.
Don't forget, join us tomorrow evening at 7:05, Friday evening baseball. Come spend your weekend with us as we have Missions Baseball taking on the Rockhounds. And that is lifted high in the air, and this should do it. Campbell will make the play, and they will secure this ball game. 14-3, our final score. And boy, big double digits for San Antonio tonight. That is pretty impressive. So it looks like the Springfield Cardinals will claim the 30th and the first place position. San Antonio will claim 30, so now they trail 2.5 games back, or should I say, yep, they do trail 2 from catching up to the second place position. Midland now 32-22. San Antonio now 30-24. And I think everybody played baseball tonight without any problems. The weather was so good, but evidently part of this week. Well, see the Flying Chanclas one more time, as we'll get to see them tomorrow evening at the first pitch at 14-3, as San Antonio gets game 3 of our 6-game set. And yes, I know that I need a good pen to write down final scores. And there we go. Pretty good right there. But anyway, let's go over your runs, hits, and errors. First for the victorious San Antonio Missions. 14 runs on 23 hits, no errors. For Midland, 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Blake Beers will be the losing pitcher for Midland. Yendry Rojas, player of the game, gets a 5 for 5 with 3 doubles and 3 RBIs. Winner on the mound goes to Braden Nett. And the save goes to Austin Davis. Well, anyway, we've had a fun time this evening, and so far, we got to say, we hope you enjoyed this broadcast. And it was a pretty good broadcast thus far. We've seen a lot of home runs tonight. And so far, we just can't wait to see you all again. Well, for all of us, we hope that you have a safe travel home. Come back and see us. And final score one more time, San Antonio 14, Midland 3. And got to say, this was a pretty good night for us here. But Bob, I got to say, we now go into our after show, and so far this night is done. We have 3 more games left with Midland. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty good one if San Antonio can win at least 3 more and push for this first place position. Yeah, I got to say, John, they really need to get something going. And if they can win 3 more, that would be pretty good, because they need that first place position really bad. Yeah, I know. And getting into second place, San Antonio needs to keep going on that. And hopefully they could get something, or even get into a second place, or even a first place. I mean, that would be pretty good right there too. But anyway, our 10 o'clock time has come, and so far we thank you all for joining us for Texas League Baseball. And we will see you all again tomorrow night. Flying Chanclas return on the field to take on Midland. Well, final score one more time, San Antonio 14, Midland 3. And this has been John Baker saying good night and farewell until tomorrow evening at 7:05, our first pitch here in San Antonio. So anyway, y'all have a safe travel home and be safe. We'll catch y'all again tomorrow. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.